Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's Cartoon Karting. This week we'll be leaving the karts above ground as we head on to find some new technology to improve the racing circuit in general. But before we go around and say hello to everyone, please take a moment to check out all of our opening links, including new things. We've got merch down there. Scott, good morning. Also check out all of our social links, places you can find us online, places you can go to support us, including merch, Patreon, and such things. Also, we have sponsors in Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, whom we are very grateful to. And also, you can check out all of our websites where we get 10 to 15% discount. There is a tweet there as well. If you retweet the tweet, then the tweet will be tweeted across the Tweetiverse, and we'll be very tweet. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. First, let's pull in, to my left, normally is Justin at Mage Hand Press. Also our sponsors. Unfortunately, Justin couldn't be with us this week, but they create 5e content, which you can see on Thursdays when we play Riders on the Storm in the Weird West, and a bunch of other things, some of which is run by our next guest, Mackenzie. Oh, hi, Mackenzie.
Hello. I am usually on the aforementioned Wild West stream on Thursdays, but I am taking a little break from that. I'm going to cause chaos over here on this side of things, so that's going to be exciting. I play Loose Cannon, which I feel like their name explains everything about what's going to happen today.
Teehee. Fantastic. Well, next around, we come to Attack Trick. Trick, how you doing?
Good. Hi. I'm Attack Trick, or Trick on the internet. This is my first time streaming ever, so everything is terrifying and exciting and new. So tonight's going to be great.
It's fantastic. We are so pleased to have you. One of my favorite things is having brand new people to streaming on the stream. It's great. And first time playing Cypher as well, right?
First time playing Cypher too.
Love it. I love it. This is all the good things. Last but most certainly not least, our regular player, Kylie. Stonefly Kai, hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, you know.
I'm Kai. Everybody knows me by now. That sounded presumptuous.
Wow. Mic drop.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm done.
I don't like that. Everybody that watches this show.
No, you're just too famous. You're just so famous. Everyone knows you now.
It'll fit in well with my character tonight.
Like, it's going to be so totally cool.
Like, everybody just knows me.
Yeah.
I'm not actually that way. It's fine.
Oh, I am an actual Valley girl. I get called out for it a lot. It's my
Oh,
brand.
really?
It's my brand on the Academy at this point, yeah.
That's good.
I don't know what you mean. Well, today's session begins above ground. As we abandon our cars, there are 4 of you. With you is another racer. It is, who is it? It's Femme Fatale Fiona with you. A familiar racer. She has led you all here, as she knows this location in the desert. There is a labyrinth underground, and in this labyrinth, known as Melar's Maze, Melar is said to have created an elixir which gives infinite energy to vessels, which in modern terms would mean fancy fuel, some sort of magical fuel which will aid your cars. However, as soon as you arrive, you can see that the labyrinth was not designed for your vehicles. And Fiona gets out of her Corvette and stands at the entrance waiting for you to join her. Who joins?
Like, Brit's totally gonna join.
Tell us a bit about Brit. What do they look like?
Brit is like 5'5", and she has super blonde hair, and her nails are done, of course. And she has the perfect shade of lipstick. She wears her sunglasses just over the bridge of her nose, where she can like look over people. And of course, she has like the newest fashion, just of course. Oh, and she's definitely carrying like a Starbucks cup.
Like, yeah, there's definitely a Starbucks at the last water point in the desert. Like,
Americano,
they're everywhere. They're
of
everywhere.
Course. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt
You're okay.
you.
Who else do we see joining Femme Fatale Fiona?
So you see this barely, like under 5 foot, absolute spitfire of a person. Just hair that's kind of streaked with white that just poofs out. They're wearing overalls over a shirt, and the overalls are absolutely covered in smudges and stains, and they have freckles all over the face, big goggles over on top of their head, and they just sort of hop out and waddle over. Hello!
Sorry, one more time.
Hello!
I love it. I love this so much. And last to join.
Last to join, you see what looks like she would be a tall older woman, but she's got a serious hunch that's almost like a 90-degree angle. She's got this sickly green-looking skin, hair that's mostly white, but with a few streaks of black still in it, and blown back like from a science experiment that blew up in her face. And she just hobbles over with an all-black outfit with a dark brown duster on. She's got some kind of weird contraption backpack on with a wheel on the back. And she just gradually shuffles her way over, and name is Anti-Tire Fire. And she just approaches everyone. It's so dearies, is this where that fuel is?
Yes, deep under here. As soon as we are all ready, we can head down. I, for one, need a cigarette.
Do you need a match?
Oh, I would be glad to, thank you.
Okay! And Luce goes through their pockets and probably pulls up a match, but it's like, it's a stub because the handle is like broken, and so like one of those you can actually light on your skin, and Luce just there you go.
Thank
Ew,
you.
don't you know, like, that's bad for you? And it'll, like, turn your teeth yellow. So
I
gross.
don't care.
Don't you know that it helps you keep skinny? And she looks you up and down.
Ew, that's so rude. Talk to the hand.
We only need to be allies for a few hours.
Ew.
Okay. So what are we doing? What do you need us to do?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, dearie, you're the one who brought us here.
we just go down, find the elixir, and then come up again. We'll go as soon as I've had this cigarette. God, can I have just a couple of moments?
You can smoke and walk. I do it all the time. See? And you look, and like her hair is actually on fire, or their hair is actually on fire and smoking. A little bit.
Okay, we should definitely put that out. Remember, this is Melar's maze, and Melar was an alchemist. I am not going to light anything while I am in there.
But what if it's like really, really shiny?
It could also be really, really explosive, like fuel, which is what we are looking for.
Yeah, that's fun.
Would we want to take it so that we can replicate it, huh?
We can take some of it and then explode the rest.
She looks to Brit and Anti-Tire Fire for help.
Oh no, I agree, all in the name of science, dears.
I
You guys are like cray cray.
Okay. I am done. And she goes towards the doors and opens it. There was nothing stopping you from entering. You could have entered. She starts leading you in. She leads you into this underground maze. You find yourself winding your way down many dark corridors, until finally you find yourself in a room with 3 doors. Suddenly, Fiona puts out the torch, and in the darkness you hear her laugh. Very well, 3 less competitors for next season. And you realize she is making her escape. You may also realize that this is a trap.
Whoops!
Where are you going?
I think she's going by. I think we're screwed.
Well, that's just rude.
Yep.
Dearie, do you have any more fire? I think we could use some light in this place.
What do you want me to set on fire? I can set a lot of things on fire.
Dealer's choice.
Okay.
I don't know, what can I set on fire? I actually didn't look at my equipment. It says I have the tools needed to create the first tier crafts and any normal item that I can make with my skills. I can also tinker with things.
Okay, well, you can... I believe this would probably be difficulty 0, unless you're trying to do something particularly difficult.
I just want to tinker, grab a couple of things that I have and make like a lamp or a headlamp or something.
It gives us a wonderful opportunity to describe difficulties, though. Things will be given a difficulty from 1 to 10. We multiply that difficulty by 3, and that is the dice roll you need to achieve to pass the test. So, yes, as soon as things hit 7, they become impossible, but possible to people who have a distinct amount of effort they want to put into something, or people who are trained in that sort of thing. You can find ways and assets. Maybe you have something that makes things easier to make things achievable. A difficulty 0 task means that it will automatically succeed unless you want to do something ridiculous, in which case we would roll a d20 in case you get a nat 1.
So, like, are you gonna make some light or something? I can't wait all day. I have to get my nails done.
Give me a moment, give me a moment, give me a moment.
I guess I tinker a lamp. Or something? A headlamp? Can I do that?
You can totally do that. You can totally rig together a lamp. Maybe you've got a spare bulb. You could do something with a headlight or something.
Light things on fire. Fine. I would like to say, if possible, can I make it as a helmet and then have like a lamp on top? Because I'm short,
Yeah.
like I'm 4.5 feet, so like at that point, now I'm like...
So, have you made this like an open lantern, or is it like a hooded lantern? I'm asking, do we have a beam of light, or is the room illuminated?
We'll say full room.
Whole room. Okay, so you're just essentially wearing like just a lantern on your head. Got it. You can see you are in a room with 3 doors and a stone wall. Muted.
Is the stone wall where we came in before, I assume? Or do we know where we came in or how we got in here?
Difficult to say. Make me a difficulty 4 intellect check. That is a success. You're not 100% sure which way you came in, but none of these doors look familiar.
You got any options?
Maybe you should like go try a door or something. I don't want to break my nails opening one, but like maybe you can. Your nails don't look like they would be damaged.
Sure, of course, of course.
Okay, cool.
Any preference on a door?
Nope.
The middle one, maybe?
Middle it is.
Or you can do all of them.
The center door will open to reveal a room roughly 20 feet by 20 feet, and inside there are 3 skeletons who lumber up looking towards the door as you enter.
Oh boy!
Quick, shut the door.
I will try and shut the door.
That's fairly easy. It's a simple handled door, so you can just close the door. That's no problem. However, if it's easy to close, it might also be easy to open.
I'll just like stand in front of it and maybe like block it from opening. Wait, does it open in or out?
Roll me a 1d2.
A 1d2. Roll something. Oh my goodness. You know, like have your roll 20 pulled up or something so you can do things.
It's crazy, right?
A 1.
The door opened into the room.
Well, shit.
Auntie, that's a problem.
Stand back, stand back. What Auntie's going to try and do is she has this wheel backpack contraption that she's been wearing, and she calls out, "Okay, Frank, Tina, do your thing." And these 2 little hamsters that you hadn't noticed before, that are just swole hamsters, start rolling around in this wheel and electrify these wires that she's got on her arm. And what I'd like to try and do is just grab onto the door and electrify it for anything that's going to try and come through.
I love your swole hamsters so much.
Sure thing. Okay, so the door handle will definitely be metallic. So this would be your best option to electrify. And as you electrify the handles, after a moment, you do hear a sound of well, I suppose you imagine that you feel a discharge, I suppose, you're not sure, but you're not sure, but it's a good guess that something on the other side of the door has just received a shock.
All right, well, that's all I can think of for now.
That's super cool. Oh my god.
Yes, once we're out of this, I'm happy to teach you how to do it.
Okay, cool. Well, we gotta get out of this because I really want to know what those hamsters are doing. Oh my god, that's so cool. So, not that door? Other door? Do we want to try the other ones?
That seems like the way to go.
Do anyone have any objections to me opening this one? Or, no one's stopping me?
The door to the left or the right, sorry?
Left.
To the left. So you open the door, you can see this room is just as deep as the last one, but maybe it's more oblong, so maybe an extra 25 feet along. The main feature are 2 skeletons and a zombie who are rising.
Oh boy, there's more of them! Oh god!
Before we close this door, can we see anything in that room beyond the undead?
This looks like there's some bones scattered on the floor, a lot of dust. It looks like an empty warehouse sort of room.
Okay. No
Or
further
perhaps-
doors?
Perhaps maybe if you were an alchemist, a sort of room where you might hide monsters. No other doors.
Okay, hi! Bye!
Closing that door too?
Yeah.
Roll me a 1d2.
What if I don't want to?
I mean, I can roll it for you if you like. That door closes inwards.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna make the very smart assumption that there's probably
Oh, nonsense, nonsense. Surely they're not behind all 3 doors. That would be lunacy.
Okay, you can open the other one. I'm staying behind this door in case it opens.
I will open the right door.
You can hear the handle rattling to the middle door now. As I suppose Brit is holding it closed now?
Yeah, I'll just like hold it closed.
They're sort of rattling against you. As you open the 3rd door, you can see this is another small room, 20 feet by 20 feet. Mostly empty except for dust, bones, and 2 skeletons and a zombie. Who have already risen, in fact, at the noise from the other 2 rooms and immediately start rushing towards the door. In this case, I will require a speed check to close the door in time. Difficulty 2.
Is this speed defense?
I'll give it to you.
All right.
If you're impulsive, you should be trained in that. So
I am, because I'm impulsive. That's why I asked.
What's
Difficulty
our-
2?
Difficulty 2, yes.
Okay.
Excellent. So with your training and a roll of 11, you successfully close the door. Roll me a 1d2. That door also closes into the room. It's like this was a trap.
What are the odds?
Anti-tire fire. Again, none of these doors look familiar.
Well, I guess I'll like look around the room and see if we're like missing anything. Do I see anything that might give us another way out?
Give me a perception check. Using intelligence or speed because of the urgency of the situation.
Difficulty?
4 again.
4. I'm gonna put an effort into it. There we go.
Mission successful. On a difficulty 5 roll, you can see like sort of a outline on the brickwork that looks as though the bricks are just slightly different colors. Maybe it might look a bit like old Scooby-Doo cartoons and stuff, where all the background looked like one color, but like the hamburger that they were going to pick up is a slightly different color and it looks interactable. You know what? Is that... Am I pitching this too old? I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe a little for me on my end, maybe a little.
Like, this door is so obvi. I don't know why you guys missed it. And I'm gonna go up to it and see if I can, like, push on it.
As soon as you push on it, it slides open, revealing a corridor outside that immediately turns right.
Hurry up, guys. Get into the room.
What about the doors that are probably gonna open? Because there's a lot of bad stuff behind them.
Leave
in
them
fact-
and run, dear.
As
Does
Brit
it look like...
has
Oh,
let
sorry.
go of the door to go and push this door, you see the first door opening, and though one of the skeletons looks very burnt from like shock damage, all 3 start trying to pile through the door towards you.
Oh, wait. I think... Oh, step aside. I got this. Jeez.
I wasn't in your way, but sure.
Can I cast Shatter on the door they're coming out of to try to, like, blow up the door into them?
Yeah, sure. Proc the spell to see what it does.
It's 1 intellect point.
Okay. Let's yeah. Can you do put the description up for us?
Yep. I sure can. There, I put it in the chat because
That's fine.
I thought that was easiest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can totally do this. All of the creatures take 1 point of damage, and you see them flinch away from it, perhaps buying you a little bit of time.
Does it look like if I hit the door again, it'll close?
No,
The
the
one-
door. Oh, the one that you just chattered?
No, the one in the corridor.
I mean, it looks like a pile of brickwork, like a sort of like cut out of brick, so you could push it back in.
Hurry, quick, come into the room, because, like, maybe we can shut the door or something and just, like, block them out. I don't know.
Anti-tire fire starts running over faster than you've seen her waddle so far.
Wow, Auntie, you're, like, pretty quick on those feet of yours. Like, you might need better shoes, but you're, like, pretty quick, so that's cool.
Arch supports an issue.
If you all would like to run out into the corridor and escape the skeletons, please make me another difficulty 2 speed check. I mean, the GM intrusion's obvious, isn't it?
Well, like, I tripped over Auntie's foot. What was I supposed to do?
Ooh.
What is your major effect suggestion, Loose Cannon? Should be listed on your character sheet.
I'm looking. Just trying to figure out where it is. Oh wait, no, I have it open in this window. Any rolls you make regarding that artifact gain a +2 bonus for 24 hours, so I don't know what that is.
I will just give you +1 to speed going forward.
Okay, sweet.
So you can have a free level of effort, essentially, like an asset on speed rolls.
Teeny
Okay.
leg move the quickest.
However, the GM intrusion is, as Brit says, hey everyone, we should probably come out here because there's a corridor. All of the doors get wrenched away from you, and all 9 enemies are now starting to chase you. Of course, 2 of you get out of the room quite easily, and Brit, fortunately, since you're outside of the room already, you also are already outside, but it doesn't look so easy to get that wall closed.
Like, I don't even know what to do.
The corridor stretches a long way, maybe 100, 120 feet. It's quite a long way. About 50 feet ahead of you, you can see a turn to the right, and at the end, you can see another turn to the right.
Does the door look mechanical in terms of how it slides, or is it just?
Looks like we got a new friend!
It does not look mechanical. It just looks like it sort of pushes in. Thank you so much, Jess, for that raid. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. We are just getting started here, as our drivers have been removed from their carts and have been left trapped in a tomb maze. You can see on the back of the door there is rope handles, so it does very much look like someone prepared this to be a trap, so it'd be easy to close behind them.
Wow. Okay.
Should we just, like, run as fast as we can to the end and see if, like, there's, like, another door or something? I don't know what to do.
Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna
Skeletons are coming. Skeletons are coming. Skeletons are coming.
Run!
So as you run, you will of course see the opening to the right. First of all, it's only about 20 feet deep. It's a short corridor with a door on the left, but at that door, a skeleton turns and looks towards you all.
Keep running!
Yeah.
You can carry on running the next, however long, 80 feet or so to the end of the corridor. There's another right turn. You can now see, if any of you happen to glance behind you, and there's got to be a cinematic glance behind, someone's going to do it. You can now see 10 skeletons in the corridor behind you, chasing you. As you get to the turn, you can see that the corridor leads to another corridor, about 200 feet long. About halfway along, there's a turn to the right, and at the end, there's another turn to the right.
Like, can I totally try to fool them? I have a spell called Hedge Magic where I can perform small tricks, temporarily change the color or basic appearance of a small object, cause an object to float, clean an area, mend an object, so on and so forth. Could
Sounds
I
good.
like make it look like, like in cartoons where they like draw the tunnel, but there's not actually a tunnel, it's still a wall? Could I try to see if I could do that to see if some skeletons will like slam into the wall?
Yeah, by all means, let's just give us an intellect roll.
Okay, difficulty?
We'll scale it.
Oh.
Do a difficulty 0 and we'll see how good you do. Okay, so like it looks kind of like a corridor, it's mostly black. But that could be a corridor. Just a dark one.
Totally. Like, run. I think I'm gonna fool these skeletons.
Okay, as you'll carry on running, everyone carries on running?
Mhm.
As you carry on running and you get to that next right turn, you can see another very similarly short corridor with a door on the left and a skeleton that turns to face you. It has a hatchet. It's a fancy skeleton.
Do we give this one a try, or do we keep running, ladies?
Not a lady, but fine. I'm gonna open
sorry.
this door.
I'm gonna try and open that door.
To get to the door, you will need to either push past or or attack the zombie. If any of you look down the corridor, you can see that a couple of skeletons have bumped into the wall, whether it's because of the drawing or because of the sheer, mob of skeletons trying to get around. You can see 2 of them do kind of grind down to bones, and then the other 9 carry on running down the corridor towards you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna push past this one.
Okay, to push past the skeleton and barge through the door, please make me a difficulty... How difficult is a skeleton? Make me a difficulty 3 might check, please.
Is this? Would it be? Could I convince you that this is a speed defense because I'm dodging the skeleton?
I don't think there's enough room to dodge a skeleton. You're going to have to push past it.
Yeah,
Can-
whatever. It's fine.
Can Auntie try and provide some help by unleashing an onslaught of electricity at it?
By all means, yes. That would give you 1 asset.
Which I think is that guy.
One asset lowers difficulty by 1.
It does?
Alright, hold on. So
Oh, and it
difficulty-
takes 3 points of damage. Oh, hang on. It's an electric attack, right?
Right, with the Ride the Lightning, my force stuff becomes lightning
Everything
stuff.
force stuff becomes lightning stuff. Yes, it does. 4 points of lightning damage. The creature and it looks damaged. It looks pretty heckin' damaged. It's all burnt out.
So is it difficulty 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I just add for the asset? Do I just add effort or?
Yeah, just add 1 level of effort and ignore the cost for now. I suppose actually you could make it difficulty too. Doesn't matter. Yes, a roll of is good enough to beat the difficulty 2. You can slam past the skeleton, push open the door. You see a room 20 feet across, 30 feet deep. There's a door at the far end, a grand thing with large double doors, and a smaller door to the right that looks sort of like a cupboard. It's got like a small wooden slats there that look old and moldy. However, the main feature of the room would be another 4 skeletons.
I'm honestly getting really tired of this. Everyone just get in. We'll close the door.
You close the door, I'm gonna raid that cabinet. There's gotta be something useful in this place.
Okay. Brick.
Yeah, I'm totally like right behind you.
Okay, well, hurry up.
The skeleton, of course, follows loose cannon into the room first, so there's at least 5 in there with you.
Oh, God.
I'm going to try and shut the door once Brit gets in and try and keep as many of the other skeletons out.
Roll me a 1d2.
Okay. Mouse, please.
Looks like we got a lure friend.
Gratuitous RP, thank you so much for the raid and welcome. So, following the same structure as before, that means that door opens outwards to keep things consistent, which in this case means that if you're going inside the room, that's not so good for you.
Like, can you guys, like, I don't know.
If there's anything in this room, get me stuff. I can probably, like, make something up and just steal it. But, like, someone's gotta get me some. I need materials. I can't build out of nothing.
I'm looking.
Okay, cool.
I'd like to check that cupboard that you mentioned.
Sure. To get to the cupboard, you will have to go in range of 2 skeletons who may attack you, but you don't need to push past them.
What Auntie is gonna do then is she's gonna reach into her jacket and pull out a little jar of something, and as you see a picture of a fish on there, and she pulls out from the jar just some crushed up rainbow-looking scales, and crushes them all up and sprinkles them on herself, and is gonna cast what's it called? Distortion. Which I think will help me avoid those.
Yes, it will. So as you go towards these two skeletons, please make me 2 speed defense rolls.
Okay.
And you have an asset, so that will reduce the difficulty from 4 to 3.
Okay.
First one's a success.
Ah.
Second one hits you. Its unarmed attack does 1 point of damage. Please take damage from your might pool. To begin with. Now, what's the importance of the pools? You can use pools to make things easier. You can spend them to use things like effort. The first level of effort costs 3 points, unless you have an edge, in which case it costs 2 points. And then every level after that costs 2 points. The problem with spending your pool is it also makes up your HP. So when one pool is depleted, you gain an inability, which means everything becomes 1 step harder. If 2 pools are depleted, then your speed is reduced to 0, and you can no longer move. And if all 3 pools are depleted, your character is in fact dead.
Quick question: if you have both an asset and you're trained, then doesn't that lower the difficulty?
It does. I lowered the difficulty from 4 to 3.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Never mind.
Are there any, like, tables or chairs or anything in this room?
Yes, there is a table in the corner as you come in the door, in the corner to your left, like against the wall.
Like, I totally learned this in my martial arts class because that's, like, really good exercise. And I, like, am going to kick the leg off the chair and use the leg as a, like, baseball bat to hit the skeletons if they get too close to me.
Make me a difficulty 1 might check. You may also notice as you approach the table that on the table are all sorts of vials and beakers and an alembic, perhaps a calcinator sitting there. All these different pieces of equipment, some of which have liquid in and some of which have long dried up.
Welcome to the academy.
I'm, like, totally clueless about this stuff, but, like, maybe you guys would know something about it. Like, Luce and Auntie, do you know anything about this stuff?
Auntie is, of course, barreling through the cupboard.
Oh yeah, like loose cannon. There's, like, stuff over here. I don't know.
Hold the door shut.
Okay, let's, like, switch spots then.
Okay. Cool, come here.
As Auntie barrels into this room, avoiding one of the hits, but not both, you find a smallish room, maybe 5 by 50. Well, actually, it's about the same size as the room I'm in right now. It's a smallish room in which there are 2 jewel-encrusted chests, small treasure chests that look perhaps perhaps light enough to carry for someone who has strength. Of course, they are guarded by 2 more skeletons.
There's more skeletons in here, but that looks like shiny things.
And at this point, I think we should all roll initiative.
If you're trained in initiative, what does that mean?
It should cover it. It means you get a +3.
Sweet. I'm just... Difficulty for initiative? Does it matter? None?
Yeah, no, it should be difficulty 0. Okay. So it didn't gift you a +3, but you are definitely going first, loose cannon. Oh, no, wait. It gave Trick there -1 +3. Okay. Okay. So it's this is a fairly new API. You know, I might have preferred the old one, but you know, this one does. So our order is Mackenzie. You have training, right, in initiative?
Yep.
Cool. So Mackenzie on 20. We have Kylie on 15, and then Trick on 13. In this system, monsters go last. And in fact, do monsters even get a turn? I don't think monsters even get a turn. They just react to your actions.
Okay.
What's closer, the table or the cabinet?
Definitely the table.
Cool, I'm gonna go to the table.
Hold the door.
Oh my god, my...
As loose
Like,
cannon.
I'm totally holding the door.
So as loose cannon leaves the door, there is a moment for the skeletons to start opening it. So Brit will need a speed roll to grab the handle. Difficulty 2. Resounding success. And then a difficulty 4 strength roll to pry it out of the skeleton's hands. And you can hear the stamping of many bony feet on the stone floor outside. You're also muted.
What difficulty for that strength check?
4, please.
Difficulty 4. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna put 1 effort into it.
A success! A success, right?
Mhm.
Final roll 13? Yeah. So you succeed in pulling the door closed. You can see a couple of fingers break off the door and end up inside the room. For a moment they lie still on the floor and then begin to creep back towards the gap beneath the door.
Ew, that's grody.
The other skeletons in the room, having not been engaged, most of them turn towards where Auntie Tirefire just burst into a cupboard. And so we get to Auntie Tirefire's turn. In the Cypher system, you only really get 1 action per turn. So you have 1 action, Auntie Tirefire.
Can I make it to one of the chests?
Because of the size of the room, yes, but you would have to dodge both skeletons again. Oh, one of them is holding a hatchet.
It's a fancy skeleton.
It is a fancy skeleton, yes.
And after dodge both of them to get to either chest. I can't go to the chest if the hatchet's not by.
Yeah, it's typically sort of like one's in that corner, one's in that corner. They're both standing in front of it. There's like a 3-foot gap between them that you could get through to get to the things, but both of them are going to swing at you as soon as you go for it.
I'm going for it.
By all means, 2 speed defense checks, please. Would be difficulty 4. You still have your thing up, right? So that'll be difficulty 3.
I'm gonna put some effort in for the one with the hatchet, so I'll roll that 1 second.
Okay. A success on the first. Nip past. Narrow success on the second. So
effort costs 3 points if I don't edge.
It does indeed. So you would remove 3 points from your speed pool. You nip by both of them without them able to get a handle on you, and you can indeed get to these chests. Which one would you like to open, the left or the right?
Right.
It's full of gold! Full of gold! Coins in an old ancient currency that you don't recognize, but you recognize gold!
This doesn't help me! She's still shoving some in her pockets.
And of course, having not been engaged, these skeletons attack. So make me... actually, no, those two have already attacked. So no, they don't attack. But the ones in the room start piling in the room behind you. So there was maybe room for 4 people in this room, 2 of which were taken up by skeletons. 6 if you include the chests, but without the chests, there's room for 4 people, 2 of which were taken up by skeletons. You've run the deepest you can into the room. One skeleton is standing now in the room where you were just standing, and another one is standing in the doorway blocking your exit. The other 2 are sort of like peering over the corners, and one of them sort of turns looking towards Loose Cannon. And Burp. Loose Cannon, it's your turn.
I'm gonna pull down my goggles and try and scan, which is an ability I have.
You can definitely scan.
That thing.
Cost 1 point of influence.
Okay, so as you scan this skeleton, you can tell...
Scan the table.
Oh, scanning the table. I do apologize. There is on this table, there is an elixir of hair growth. There is an elixir of hair dye. It's even got a little label on it that says "Ginger Be Gone." There's the calcinator definitely had precious materials in it before they were set on fire. Now it's just full of ash, but you can tell it's like gold oxide. You know, it's like, well, that would have been really nice, but now it's just a composite. The alembic could be used to make other elixirs.
Okay, I'm not going to do this in this cannon's voice because honestly, I'm saving that. Can I? Is there anything that I can use as a possible makeshift weapon?
Perhaps Ginger Be Gone means it will get rid of ginger creatures?
None of these skeletons are ginger.
Well, some of them look a bit yellow.
Well, I'm just gonna start stuffing some of the equipment in like whatever pockets I have on my overalls.
Sure. The calcinator is made of metal, the rest are made of glass.
I'm taking the calcinator then.
Okay.
Glass sheet, whatever. If anyone gets close, I'll chuck something at it.
Okay. The creature that was looking your way begins lumbering towards you and is going to make an attack. Please make me a speed defense roll.
Okay, if I'm trained in that, I'm just gonna put that
Difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
If I'm trained in it, then it goes down 1, yeah?
It should, if it should auto do it. We'll see.
Okay, difficulty 4. Effort, none.
Oh, that is a failure. As this creature claws at you, please drop 1 point from your might pool.
I have armor.
Oh, with your armor takes 1 point of damage. It's fine. That's what it's designed for.
If my armor takes 1 point of damage, does that mean I have 0 armor now, or is it just...
No, it just means your armor has done its job. You know, perhaps prolonged exposure might mean it breaks, but for now.
Okay. Hi. Wow. You're weird. Okay.
Next.
Are you okay?
For now. Just for now.
Next will be Brit's turn.
Like, I'm gonna keep holding the door, I suppose. Because I can't. They're in a different room now, right?
So, you're in the same room as Loose Cannon. Auntie Firefire is in a different room, and most of the skeletons are behind you, but there are still 2 skeletons in here with you.
Are they, how close to them is there one that's like within, I don't know, like 5 feet of me?
Not yet, but it looks like one might be heading your way, as one of them is looking over your direction. One has moved over to the loose cannon, not close enough. The other one is looking your way as though it will head towards you.
Okay, well, I guess I don't need this, like, coffee anymore. So could I, like, maybe throw my coffee at the other skeleton and, like, burn it or something?
Sure thing. I mean, traveling through the desert is probably warm, but maybe, yeah, let's do it. Make me a speed check to throw your coffee.
Do I have a difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
Well, like, sometimes I throw like a girl, okay? Like, whatevs.
The coffee just hits the ground between the two of you. The lid comes off, coffee spills across the floor, which is perhaps the biggest tragedy of the one shot so far.
So much money. It's so much money.
Like, that's fine. Somebody will put more money on my star card. It's fine.
And the skeleton starts lumbering towards you. Just roll me a d20 just for funsies. It slips on the coffee and doesn't make its way to you this time. This round.
Like, that's what I meant to do the entire time, okay?
Now, holding the door closed with two hands was a difficulty 4 check. Now that you've taken a hand off to throw your coffee, it will be a difficulty 5 check. Please roll me a difficulty 5 might check to keep the door closed.
I only have 5 left in my pool, so I don't really want to put effort in. Oh, Lord. Maybe I should have.
You feel that door ripped from your grasp as skeletons outside start coming in. You can see several of them have gained weapons. It seems they have picked up the bones of the skeletons that smashed against the wall and are using them as clubs.
That just feels
Oopsie.
rude.
Like, I'm gonna run away from the door. Can I do that, or do I need to wait till my next turn?
You have to wait till next turn. In this, like I say, in Cypher System, you can do one thing. Movement counts as a thing. We often bend the rules a bit when we're racing, so easy to confuse. Next, Auntie Tirefire. In a room, one chest full of gold, room full of skeletons.
How full of skeletons is the room again?
Currently 4, but only 3 are within attacking distance of you. And one of them has a hatchet. It's a fancy skeleton.
She's gonna resist her better urges and not go for the second chest, and she's going to try and dive over the skeletons using Far Step.
Okay!
So Auntie pulls out a jar full of just like translucent green goo that she slops all over her boots, and suddenly she's bouncing and is able to leap over them.
Okay, so that costs you 2 intellect. So it does state a clear, unobstructed path.
Right.
So
how tall is the opening? Is there an obstruction above them?
Like I said, this looks a bit like a cupboard, so it's not the biggest door. But never fear. We never say no in Cypher System. We just give it a difficulty rating. So yes, you can 100% do this. To do it normally, it would be impossible. Someone to hop over a door and dive through that. But with the fast step, since it costs you 2 intellect, I'll give you 2 difficulty reductions. This will be a difficulty 5 speed test.
Okay. I'll put in some effort.
Sure thing. Oh, hell yeah. So, from the spectator's point of view, Brit Loose Cannon, if you happen to be looking towards the skeletons, you will see Auntie Tirefire erupt from the room. Do you have a minor effect suggestion, Trick?
Let's see. I think most of the ones it suggests are all lightning based for me. So I don't know if, as I'm leaping over them, my hamsters are freaking out and spinning, and I don't know if there's some electrical discharge from that.
Yeah. Well, I know that once you get up higher levels with Rides of the Lightning, you can start teleporting around in lightning beams. So if you wanted to do something like that, you totally could. Maybe we could give some passing damage to them as you go by. We'll give them 1 lightning damage to each as you go by.
That sounds... Never done that before. That's... Ooh.
That's so cool.
Ooh.
Wow.
We'll have to replicate that.
Yep.
We should probably close this door and keep running.
So, to reiterate, you are in a room. The door where Brit is standing has just been wrenched open, which led to the corridor. Loose Cannon is standing in the far corner by a table with alchemy equipment and a skeleton right on top of them attacking. And on the right, as you come in, there was a door which Anti-Fire has just erupted out of, lightning-esque. In the bzz. There are the other 5 skeletons that you currently have access to are all kind of crowded around that door, except for one which is kind of laying in a pool of coffee. And on the far wall, there was them big, grand doors.
Like, I guess those doors, I didn't see them. Should we, like, try to run through them real quick?
Are we still in initiative order?
Oh.
We are still in initiative order, yes.
Oopsies.
You're okay. We haven't done a lot of communicating whilst we were doing our actions, so, you know, a little bit of comms is fine.
Did the skeletons take their turn?
Did the skeletons take what, sorry?
Did the skeletons take their turn?
Skeletons don't take turns in this system. Anti-Fire has jumped free. There is a moment of confusion amongst the skeletons.
Doors!
Doors!
I'm gonna try and duck under the skeleton.
Okay, as you try and duck under, you realize that when it clawed at you, it had gripped your armor. To duck under, I will need a difficulty 4 might check.
Oh no. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, no effort. I don't have a lot of might anyways. I can't do that. Roll20 likes me today.
I'm waiting for the roll to appear. It could be
Oh,
the...
no, it did. There we go. No, never mind. Roll20 hates me.
Yeah, no, you are currently grappled. The creature is holding on to you.
Ah!
I'm gonna say, can I say that it grabbed one of the straps in my overalls?
Legend of Adventurers, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. We have been lured into a maze, the maze of Melar's maze, to find a secret treasure, and unfortunately, it was completely and utterly a trap. And now we are running from 15 skeletons. 15 skeletons.
There's so many! They keep growing! Ah!
15 skeletons. Let's spam the scrat hype, people. Let's defend. Raise the shield. Loose Cannon, you are grappled, unfortunately. You cannot duck under. Make me a speed defense. It will be increased 1 difficulty because of your grappled condition.
Okay. So
As the creature tries to bite you.
Ew!
Difficulty 4?
5 now.
5. Oh boy.
But because you're trained right, it should reduce it down to 4 easy.
Effort. Speed. Yeah, I'm not gonna put any effort into it. It's fine.
The creature bites you. I think it's gonna bite your face. It like bites your face, and you take 3 points of damage.
Ow! If I have armor, is that still 2? Or...
How much damage does your armor take?
I have no idea.
If you have
it
1
says-
level of armor, it will take 1 point of damage away.
Yes.
Okay, in that case, you'd still take 2.
Okay.
Yikes! I don't have a lot of might, so this might be a problem.
Tater, thank you so much for renewing Abby Marie's sub. Abby Marie, you have an advantage to give to a player or the DM of your choice. I don't do any rolling though, so I will just gift it to someone at some point when they do something that makes me laugh or something. Probably not Mackenzie. So next it's yeah. Next is Brit. Currently by the door. The door's just been ripped open. You can see Loose Cannon screaming.
So like, I can't help her and run, right?
You could run towards her and possibly barrel into the creature on her. I could see that as one action if you were to charge them, but you wouldn't be able to make like a normal attack. And if you make like a mental attack, you won't be able to make a mental attack and move.
I'll just run towards her for this turn.
Okay, you run closer to Loose Cannon. As you leave the door open, two zombies come wandering through. One of them looks particularly burnt from the lightning earlier. Cool. Next... Ooh.
Those doors aren't open that we're running towards, are they?
The grandiose ones, not yet. Not yet.
Okay. I'm good.
Apparently, Mackenzie, you also got gifted a sub, so you have an advantage as well if you would like to take it or give it to someone else.
It was from the Sunday stream.
Yes, that's true.
I was gonna hold on to it for Thursday because like.
Hold on to it for Thursday? Cool.
Yeah, I feel like I might need it more.
Fair. I don't know what you mean. I'm a nice DM. Don't look at the current evidence. So after Brit's turn, Brit moves towards Loose Cannon, Anti-Tire-Fire. This is a heckin' mess. The room now has 9... wait, 2 came through. 6 there. 2 came through, so there's 8 skeletons in the room currently.
Can I make it to the big fancy doors?
You can indeed. You can indeed. You've kited most of the skeletons towards this cupboard, so none are currently standing in front of the big door.
Right. I'm gonna sprint that way and just follow me.
Sure thing. Opening the door is a difficulty 0 action.
All right. I will do that. Do I roll for that still?
No. You can just pass straight through. The room ahead is empty. The floor looks dusty. There is a door on the opposite, directly opposite you. But there's space in this room on either side, which has not been filled. There's no bones or anything like that. There's just a dusty floor.
There's no bones! Hurry!
I can't!
Okay,
Harder!
so we go back round to Loose Cannon.
How do I break out of a grapple?
Difficulty 5 might check.
That's a lot. I don't have might
But
to spare.
Brit is right there, and Brit, if we say you're helping, then that will reduce it to difficulty 4.
Like, yeah, it's totally gonna help her.
Cool.
Thank you. Difficulty 4.
Them.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
You manage it. You manage to wrestle yourself free of their grip, and you are able to duck out from under them.
Oh boy! Okay! Come on! Grab the bottles and let's go!
You can see that as Auntie Firefire has run towards the doors, the skeletons have tried to follow her, and they have poured into the room and may now be blocking your path between you and the door.
Oh no! Well, this sucks.
I can't do anything else. Can I do anything else on my turn, or is breaking out of the grapple my action?
Breaking out of the grapple is your action. You are no longer grappled. It is Brit's turn.
Do I still get a turn since I helped her?
Yes.
Okay. How many skeletons are up there?
I think maybe 3 have come out of the room now, or one was sort of already in the doorway. The one with the coffee has stood up. That's between you and the door. Then there's two that have come out of the room. So 3 skeletons between you and the door.
Can I use that hedge magic again to like paint a bad like stick figure of me and loose cannon on the opposite wall? And like, look over there. There's like other people over there to see if maybe it'll distract them. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. We'll do another difficulty 0 intellect task, and we'll see how it scales. Hey! That's not a stick figure. That's a work of art. And the skeletons look towards this very 3D looking, amazing self-portrait and picture of loose cannon.
Like, you totally need to go over there and get them. I think they're more dangerous than us.
And the skeleton that is within close range of Loose Cannon and Brit will, in fact, head towards the wall, leaving you both alone. One of the skeletons coming through the door will also start heading that way, but another one's going to look at you and look at the thing and start heading your way as you see another 2 entering the room. I believe we're back around to Auntie Tirefire.
I think that I could take a handful of that gold I got from the other room, and I'd like to use my hamster electricity to try and charge them up and just fling a handful of them into that mob of skeletons that's in front of us. Or
Sure
separating us.
thing, yeah. Sure, let's...
Like shock, maybe?
Yeah, do you have an ability that would go with this? Yeah. So next time you touch a creature, yeah, okay. So give me an intellect roll, or no, give me a speed roll for how many you can hit. We'll scale it up. So the better the speed roll, the more of them you hit.
So I put in difficulty 0, and then we'll just go from
Yeah, we'll just scale it up from there.
I'll use some effort.
Sure. So that would be difficulty 4. With the extra effort, that would be difficulty 5, which is a pretty darn good roll. So you will hit all of the skeletons in this room. Each one of them takes 3 points of damage. The one that was already burnt from the corridor stands still for a second and then falls to the ground, motionless.
We got one!
You see another 2 skeletons come out of the closet. Back to the top of the round. Loose Cannon.
Okay. How many skeletons are around me?
2 are distracted against the wall. 3 are near the door heading your way. One's been destroyed. And there are 4 in the room that have just been hit by lightning, which are heading towards Lady Tirefire. Auntie Tirefire, sorry.
I'm gonna try and run over to Firefire.
Okay. To run through, you will need to make 3 speed defense tasks, difficulty 4 each one. One of them has a hatchet.
Oh no!
It's a fancy skeleton.
So it's difficulty... Wait, 3 difficulty 4?
3 difficulty 4.
Okay.
You do have advantage.
Why do I have advantage? Oh. Wait, why do I have advantage?
You got gifted one by Abby and Marie.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm not gonna use
Yeah.
it. I'll save it for something special. 1? Nope.
Oh, on a GM intrusion, as you go within the distance of the very first one, it immediately grabs hold of you.
I hate this! No!
Brit, you can see Loose Cannon is clearly not good at skeleton evasion.
I'm just imagining someone, you grab the back of the overalls and lift up a child, and their legs are just kicking.
Yeah,
That's
you can see
happening
their
right
teeth going in again. This would do 1 damage, but your armor's still working, so They haven't bitten you yet, but they're getting ready to.
I'm like super close to her, right? Them.
Well, they were very close to you, but they decided to try and run the length of the room. And as soon as they got close to the first skeleton, the very first skeleton was just like, nope.
I will try to get closer to them since that's on the way to the door too.
Indeed, you can get closer to them. That is just fine. I would say this is only like a very small movement, so you can still have an action this turn. If Loose Cannon could have got the whole way across the room, I think we can give you a little bit more than a few steps. Muted.
So like every good Valley girl always chews a lot of gum, so I'm gonna like chew my gum and then I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna put it over the skeleton's eyes so like it can't see and maybe it'll let them go.
Okay, you can see that its eye sockets are empty.
But like how are they seeing then?
Good question. Make me a intellect task roll and we'll scale it again, see how well this works.
Okay. Ooh, not very great.
Yeah, now you see the skeleton sort of just sort of turn, look towards you.
Well, like, I mean, I don't know.
Its second hand is going to lash out to attack you. Please make me a speed defense roll.
No. What difficulty?
Difficulty 4.
Difficulty.
Although it is holding... No, you know what? It's holding Loose Cannon in its other hand. This is going to be an off-handed skeleton. This is a right-handed skeleton, and its left hand isn't as good. So we'll give you difficulty 3. A success. A success.
How speed or might?
Speed's fine. Speed defense is fine.
Okay.
You dodge the claw as it reaches towards you.
Well, that was kind of scary.
Oh yeah, really? Really? You think that's scary?
The two skeletons against the wall are scratching at the pictures and starting to look at each other confused. One of them died. The other two skeletons in the room are moving closer, and another 2 skeletons file in. Anti-tire fire. You can see at least 2 of the skeletons in the room are looking to move towards you. You're still in the doorway of the grandiose doors.
I forget, is Loose Cannon still grappled right now?
Oh, yes.
I'd like to see if I can help her out.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out another bottle from my jacket that's got like claws and tiger prints all written on it, and see if I can lob that over to her and give her a sculpt flesh.
Cool.
Give her some crazy long nails to maybe help fight back against the grappling a bit.
Cool. So Loose Cannon uses they them pronouns, which is fine. As the thing hits them, they will definitely get this. It's cost an ability, right? So make me an intellect roll, though. No, sorry, a speed roll, just to see exactly how accurate you are.
Oh no.
Not very.
You know what? This isn't the end of the world. Loose Cannon does indeed get the extra long claws. So does the skeleton holding them.
You made it worse!
Well, I'm trying.
I can't tinker with these! You know how bad long nails are for tinkering?
It was a thoughtful gift. You should be appreciative.
Thank you, I hate it!
Get in this room!
I'm trying!
Loose Cannon, it is your turn. Oh, the other 2 skeletons do, of course, move towards Anti-Tire Fire and attack you. Anti-Tire Fire, please make me 2 defense rolls. Speed defense.
What's the difficulty again?
Difficulty 4 for a skeleton.
Am I still like rainbow and glowy and distorted?
Yes, yeah. So we'll give you one. Reduce the difficulty down to 3. Oof. I mean, that says success. Hang on a
But
second.
it's not.
Trains to the final difficulty is 2. Yeah, no. It is a success. It is a success because your training brings it down to 2, and 8 beats a 2. So,
But not that one.
but not that one, no. So the second one hits you. This one is the one with the hatchet, conveniently. Because you did say you're going to defend the hatchet last, right? So you're using effort and things. Okay. So the hatchet hits you. Please take 3 points of damage. If you have any armor, that will reduce it by 1.
I do not.
You take 3 points of damage from your might pool. We go back to the top of the round. Loose cannon. The creature is regarding its new claws and looking at you. Brit is also very close by.
I want to go away, please.
How do I get away?
You want to try that might check again?
Yeah, actually, because it's a skeleton, can I actually try and just like figure out what's holding the skeleton together and just try and like dislodge the arm holding me?
You could certainly attack the skeleton if you'd like.
I'm just gonna kick it.
Sure. How would you like to do that?
With my legs.
Okay. Make me a difficulty 4 might roll.
God damn it! I should have put more into might. It's fine.
This is fine. I'm sure you have other things you could use. This is an attack roll, so if you have any advantage in attack or any training in attack, you can use it.
I'm not very good at that.
You do have claws as well, right? So
Yeah.
this will do additional damage if you use your arms.
Yeah, then I'll use my arms.
Okay.
Very clumsily, but cool. Yeah. Nope.
Nah, yeah, you swipe at the creature, and as its claws elongate, I think its like grip on you shifts as its like claws just like press into you. I think I'm just gonna give you 1 straight up point of damage as the extended claws pierce through your armor. So that would be 2, but your armor's gonna reduce it by 1, so you take 1 point of damage.
I'm not doing so hot, yo.
And then it's going to try and bite you.
No, don't, please.
Make a speed defense task. Now, Brit, you're right there. If you'd like to help defend, you can, and that won't cost you your action on your turn.
Like, totally.
Ew, ew, ew.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 4, reduced to 3 because of Brit's assistance.
Okay.
Or is it difficulty 5 because of the claws? No, the claws will do more damage.
It's fighting, so it's not with the claws.
That's true. That is true.
So, okay, I put it at difficulty 3. Gosh, loose cannon's gonna die real quick, y'all.
Yeah, it bites you again, this time catching perhaps the top of your armor. Take another 3 points of damage. You can reduce it by your armor.
I have exactly 2 points left in my might pool.
Like, do you think skeletons have rabies? Have you had your shots?
That's kind of rude. Also not important right now.
I mean, like, if you're gonna turn into, like...
I don't
Like,
want to
creep?
think about that. Let's not.
A skeleton's mouth is very dirty. It's going to get infected.
Super
No,
dirty.
making it worse. This is making it so much worse.
Brit, it's your turn.
Is there still lots of stuff on that table in the corner?
Oh, yeah.
Can I cast Shatter on that table to see if anything explodes, or I don't know, see if something happens, distract some of the skeletons?
Sure thing.
Cool.
So as you cast Shatter this time, the table explodes, the things on the table explode, everything explodes. Everything around the table is going to take 1 point of damage. Dark Aardvark, thank you so much for that raid. So many raids this evening. This is wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Glad you could join us. We're currently in a tomb being attacked by many, many skeletons. Approximately 8 at the moment, but there's another 4 outside the door. Maybe more. Definitely more. So as the table explodes, you can see some of the skeletons get covered in like this liquid that immediately starts bleaching their bones. Others are hit by I can't remember what the other one I said was now. I can only remember Ginger Be Gone. Others are hit by the other elixir, which I believe was something very mundane.
It was hair growth.
That was it, the hair growth elixir. Look younger in only 30 days. And the one of the skeletons bursts out in hair. It just gets covered in hair all of a sudden with no skin follicles. Work that one out. The creatures all take 1 damage. I don't think any of them have been damaged much yet. The ones that have already taken 3 damage, so they're okay. Okay, yep. So everything takes 1 point of damage, but you have damaged everything in the room.
Okie dokie.
Loose Cannon and Brit, please make me a speed defense check.
I'm gonna die. Difficulty?
Would be free, 4 for you because you're grappled.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Can I add effort to speed defense?
Yeah, you can add effort to anything you like.
Okay, cool.
You can also add effort to damage, by the way.
I haven't dealt enough damage lately. It doesn't matter. Hey.
You succeed. The shrapnel from the table does not hit you. How about Brit? You're mute. Yep. You were muted. You're back.
I didn't realize I had to roll too. I was just watching everybody else roll. It was fun.
Yeah, no, you exploded the table nearby, and like there's bits of glass flying towards you.
You said it was a speed defense or difficulty 3.
Difficulty free. That's correct.
I'm so sorry. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, you dodge out of the way. You dodge out of the way. Loose Cannon dodges out of the way. It's a happy time. Everyone is free from damage. The skeletons all sort of stop at this, having been damaged, and are sort of assessing that corner of the room to see if there is a threat. Except for the 2 over near Anti-Tie Fire. Anti-Tie Fire, it's your turn.
Right, so Anti-Tire Fire doesn't have any weapons. She's looking pretty bloody, and she's running out of little gadgets and stuff. But she believes in you two. You're going to follow me soon. I believe in you, and I'm gonna go for the next door.
As you step into the room, please make me a speed defense roll.
Difficulty.
Difficulty free.
Nope.
As you step into the room, you realize that the reason there were no bones is because that was a sheet placed over a cleverly hidden pit trap. Down you go! Please take 1 body point as you hit the ground.
Ow!
Loose Cannon and Brit, you just see Anti-Tie Fire disappear.
Ah, fuck!
I'm still alive, but it's not great in here.
The 2 skeletons follow, falling down the pit and each taking 1 body point. There are 5 now. Okay. Loose Cannon.
I'm still stuck with the skeleton holding me.
Do you have any weapons or like abilities that do damage?
Nope, you said we were racing, so I built a racer.
Oops.
Could I perhaps tinker with the skeleton?
In what way?
You know, rearrange its body parts sounds wrong, but yes.
Sure. Make me an intellect check. Difficulty 4.
Let me see. Actually, I'm gonna pop it in chat. I can do something different from the original purpose. It just says that if I can do just sort of, if this succeeds, then I can do things. difficulty again?
Difficulty 4. Skeletons are a difficulty 4 creature. You will have encountered them enough by now to realize, without scanning them, that they are a difficulty 4 creature.
God, they're the worst. Submit. I'm gonna burn a little bit of effort for this, because heck.
With the effort, you do it. How do you rearrange this creature? I'll give it to you for free that you can remove the arm so you are no longer grappled. Well, you are grappled, but not by the skeleton, just by its arm.
At the very least, I basically am able to take its wrist off the rest of its arm, and then I want to like take the arm and like put it up in the rib cage, and then like maybe kick out one of the kneecaps and put that where the arm was. Just sort of start like scrambling around like a squirrel and just using my tinker tools and just sort of shoving things in there, maybe putting like a finger through one of the eye sockets, turning the head on its side.
So we now have a very confused looking skeleton in the room.
But I'm not held by it anymore.
You are not held by them anymore. Brit, it's your turn. You see Loose Cannon hastily rearrange the skeleton grappling them. You can also see 2 skeletons. Thank you very much, Dark Aardvar, for the 300 bits. Auntie Tirefire, you get yourself an advantage to use. Just call it before you use it. You see them rearrange the thing. The 2 skeletons by the room... There's 2 skeletons by the door. After the explosion, they ain't fooled anymore. They're looking at where the table explosion was at the minute, but it's not going to be long until they start attacking you, aka at the end of this turn.
So, like, I'm totally gonna run for the door.
Sure thing. You only need to dip by... No, wait, the 2 skeletons just fell down. Yeah, you've got a clear path. You have a clear path to the door. The 2 skeletons barring your path have fallen down into the pit with Auntie Tirefire.
Sweet.
The creature that Loose Cannon has just reassembled is in no fit position to try and make an attack as you move past.
Do I have to do any checks or anything, or do I just get to move?
You just get to move. You can get there. You can see Auntie Tirefire in a pit.
Well, is moving there all I can do?
If you would like to make jumping the pit part of your action, you can do, but I will point out that the door on the other side is currently closed.
On the other side of the pit?
Mm-hmm.
What is the door that we just ran? Does it open in or out?
Roll me a 1d2.
Gosh darn it.
Yay, finally!
So that would open outwards, so into this room where you are.
Okay, perfect. Well, I will just wait until Loose Cannon comes in so that I can hold the door shut. When she comes in. They come in. I'm so sorry. When they come in.
Pronouns are hard. It's okay. Okay. So, Brit's over there. Auntie Tirefire, you can see the 2 skeletons that have fallen in the pit reassembling in front of you. What would you like to do?
So, does the pit take up this entire room?
Yes, indeed. Except for a very thin space around the room, just big enough to fit a piton into.
Okay. And the door that we haven't gotten to yet, is it just like door and then pit right below it? I would have to like climb up to the door and open it?
Yeah, you'd have to climb up to the door. It's only a 5-foot drop, but, 5 foot's enough for 1 body point.
And you said it's so thin, would somebody be able to, like, balance on it if I just tried to climb out, or am I just going to slip back in?
An agile person would be able to balance on it. I'd say it'd be a difficulty 4 balance check.
So not me. Let's see. I'm going to take out one of the last little concoctions that I've got. A little eyedropper with a frog on it, and put some drops on my tongue, and essentially do another far step and try and launch out of here and kind of barrel myself towards this second door.
Indeed, you can. I think with Fast Step, you have a clear path to the door, so you can definitely get to the door. However, going through the door will be a might check. Unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you the difficulty of the might check on this door.
Oh, that's fine. I don't have enough to use any effort, so it'll just be what it is.
Okay.
I'll use my advantage, though.
By all means.
This seems like a good time to use it.
That's pretty good. Roll the second one anyway. Two very good rolls. The 18 is definitely going to do it. As you hit this door, you feel quite a bit of resistance as you realize that this door is in fact locked. However, on an 18, you just go slamming through it with the momentum of your fast step. You hear the lock break and the hinges snap, and outside the door crashes into this corridor that you have revealed, and you can feel something under the door as one of them rattles. How much damage would this do? This will do a fair amount of damage. It's going to do, with the +2 damage, it's going to do maybe, I think 4 points of damage to this skeleton that was on the opposite side of the door. After Auntie Tire,
a little better.
after Auntie Firefire, we go back to Loose Cannon.
I'm gonna run!
You can run.
I would like to take the arm as a souvenir.
Well, yeah, I mean, to pull it out of your shoulder would be a difficulty 4 might check, so I recommend that.
That's fine. It's gonna be in there. It's fine. I'm gonna run.
Okay, you can run towards Brit.
Sorry. I'm trying to run out the door, if possible, is that towards Brit?
Yeah,
Yes.
Brit headed towards the big double doors where the pit is, where Auntie Firefire was, and has now just cannoned through this other door. So if y'all would like, you can try and jump across the pit this round.
If possible, I would like to try and jump across the pit.
That'd be a speed check, please. It's only 5 feet, so difficulty 2.
Am I able to try and reach and help if she doesn't quite... If they
Sure,
don't
you
make
can
it?
totally be an asset, yeah.
And I'm just gonna add 1 effort because of the asset. Yes?
Yeah, just make it difficulty 1, yeah.
Okay, well, that's fine. What? Where was that roll earlier?
So as you reach out your hand to help Loose Cannon as they jump across the pit, they just soar clean past you and land in the corridor.
Well done!
Brit, it is your turn.
As Luz Cannon jumps through, I want to shut the door and hold it shut.
Have you already jumped the pit?
No. Yes. Did I jump it?
I don't think you did. I think you held off, didn't you? You saw Auntie Firefire down there and left it. So on this occasion, I see that was the thing. I said the door was closed, and that put you off. But Auntie Firefire didn't care. Auntie Firefire just went for it. So Brit, if you'd like to jump the, and I assume Auntie Firefire is staying and helping, it'll be a difficulty 1 check to jump across the pit. A success! You jump across the pit, difficulty 2, so you don't need help, but maybe you would accept it, that's up to you. And all 3 of you now are on the other side. You can see behind you, the skeletons are running towards this room, and over time, they will be lemminging their way into the pit. However, those that landed in first are now starting to climb up the sidewall. However, you have a little tiny bit of brevity. what would you like to do? This
Are
corridor, by the way. This corridor, there is a short stretch to your right, which leads to a dead end. To the left, you can see the corridor leans round to the left.
And we're out of initiative now?
You are out of initiative now.
We went through it. Is the door completely broken?
Oh yeah, the lock broke, the hinges broke, everything broke.
There's
Is there
still
any
a
way I
skeleton
can
underneath it.
reassemble the pieces plus the skeleton and make a barrier to stop the other ones?
The skeleton is still alive.
No!
If you would like to attack it, you may.
I'm just gonna stomp on it, try to kick its head off.
Yeah, try and stomp on it, kick its head off, that's fine. I think with you there is an asset, and with it crushed by a door, that'll make it only difficulty 2. Come on,
Might.
GM Intrusion. Might, yeah.
Come on, GM Intrusion. Let's make this happen. Hey!
There you go. You can deal 1 point of damage to it. But you know what? Because of your perhaps your claws extend on your feet as well or something, you'll do the extra damage, and the creature is destroyed. The bones clatter harmlessly against the wall, and the door stops shifting as you're standing on it.
You want me to make like a barrier or something?
Like, totally. I think that'd be, like, really good.
Okay, yeah, I'm good at one thing, and that's that.
I'd like to tinker a little barrier. Or take the remains and just sort of like put the door back and like fuse back the lock or something like that.
Granted, yep, you can do all of those things and create a barrier across the door.
Okay.
I don't think it's rocket science, you know, you've got a door, there's a door-shaped hole, you've got a door that fits a door-shaped hole. I think this is,
You'd be surprised what the rolls have been telling me today.
we'll make it difficulty 1 then.
Intellect?
Yeah, sure.
I have an edge in that's just effort, yeah, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
GM Intrusion, come on. Nah.
You're fine. You're fine. You barricade the door.
I like GM Intrusions, they're fun.
I can offer you some in a minute, don't worry.
No.
While Loose Cannon's putting that together, can I be searching that wall that looks like it's a dead end to make sure there's no other Scooby-Doo style secret entrances over here?
Sure thing. Make me an intellect check. We'll scale it up. That's definitely a dead end.
Definitely a wall. Nothing else here.
So where do we go from here?
I guess we just, like, continue on.
Okay, well, this should hold back the skeletons, so we should be fine. Until there's more skeletons over there, because, like, I'm 99.9% certain there's more skeletons. the 1.1 might be wrong. I might be wrong.
So, like, let's run.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Sure. And as you all run around the corner, this corridor looks a little familiar. As you can see, it's about 200 feet long. About halfway down, you can see a turning to the left. And at the end, you can see a turning to the left. And even though it's 200 feet away in dim light, well, actually, no, I won't say that. We'll see. But it does look like there's a shadow of a figure. That is a shadow of a figure is projected against the wall at that halfway point.
Does that figure look like a skeleton?
No, not completely.
Does that look like a fake tunnel somebody drew on that wall? That we circled back around?
Oh no.
Are we, like, going in circles?
maybe if we're quiet and we go back the other way and lock the door we went through, then all the skeletons are stuck.
I just made a barrier. We can't go back.
No, down this hallway.
Okay.
Like, I'm down to do that.
Yeah, why not? I'm already hurting. Ow.
There's still an arm in my shoulder. I haven't taken it out. I don't have time for that.
Since you have a moment of reprise, if you would like to, you can take a recovery roll. Your first roll on a recovery roll costs 1 action. The next one costs 10 minutes. The next one an hour. The next one 10 hours.
Okay.
Recovery rolls, you can roll 1d6 plus 1, and that will equal the amount of points that you can replenish in your pool.
6 plus 1.
Rollers?
Hey!
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Hey.
Yeah, good rolls.
While we're standing here, can I scan the hallway and see if there's anything that we missed the first time we went through?
Sure thing. Are you using the scan ability?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, using the scan ability, it'll take a couple of minutes, and as you walk down this section, whilst Auntie Fire and Loose Cannon are replenishing their hit points, perhaps they're bandaging themselves up. We'll say Loose Cannon, as part of your replenishment, you can remove the arm. There you go. No.
I keep it though. I
This is
keep the arm.
Certainly. This is a plain corridor. It's just difficult in its implementation. It's only a challenge because it's a maze. Otherwise, this corridor is just a simple corridor.
Like, Loose Cannon, are you keeping that hand as a back scratcher?
I was probably gonna make it blow up or something, but I mean, yeah, that works too.
Is it
You
still
want-
moving like the fingers?
Yeah.
Loose Cannon totally holds it out to like Brett's back just for fun. Immediately after she mentions it, so it can scratch your back.
Ew, like, I totally don't want to be touched like that. Ew.
Okay, yeah, I'm pocketing this unless anyone else wants it.
No, maybe later.
Okay, cool.
Puts in my backpack.
Oh, it looks like we've had Zoom crash. I thought we'd got to the bottom of the Zoom crashes, but it seems like we haven't. I'll have to get back on with their engineers, and hopefully we'll get everything back. I think everyone's back. I think you're all in the right spaces. We might end up having a couple of issues as Zoom goes forward, but hopefully we'll get away with it. Welcome back, everyone. Loose Cannon, you were retrieving your hand as Brit was refusing the very generous back scratching offer.
I put it in my backpack because I'm gonna save it for later.
Okay, you do that.
Does it?
So, like, should we maybe go see who's down there?
Great idea. We're right behind you.
Yep.
Like, I totally wanted you to go first, Auntie.
Oh no! I would never steal the glory from you, dear.
Can we, like, rock, paper, scissors it? Because I really don't want to go first.
I'll go first. Bye.
I guess they're going.
Well, there you have it.
And as you approach this corridor, halfway down the corridor, you can see the creature that in the shadow is kind of shambling. Shambling's a good description of the way they move.
Okay. Gonna grab the arm from my backpack. Hold it out in front of me.
As you turn the corner, or as you peek round the corner, or however you do it, you can see there is a zombie waiting in line to get into this room, as skeletons are pouring into there. At least it looks like that's what it's doing, but it's now on its own. and the shadow is cast from the doorway to that small room where you all were just moments ago. The zombie hasn't noticed you yet.
Backtracking to the others.
Okay, it's a zombie. It's not a skeleton, but yeah. What do you want to do?
Well, I guess we could try and sneak by it, or if we could take him out, then perhaps we can close the other door from this side and have less skeletons chasing us again.
I really don't want to see another skeleton, except for this one.
So I forgot that there was this thing I could do, and I could shoot flames. I could maybe shoot a flame at it.
How do you forget that?
I was distracted. I didn't have my coffee this morning because I had to throw it.
That's fair.
Totally fair.
We'll go!
So, I'm gonna go down there and arcane flare it. I'll put it. Stop talking like that. I'll put it in the chat so you can see it.
Thank you, very much appreciated. Okay, so you can enhance someone else's attack. Oh, alternatively, you attack the target with a long range by projecting a flare of raw magic that inflicts 4 points of damage. So as you turn the corner, with no mind for stealth, and shoot flames at this creature, you can see its flesh begins to melt, and the rags that were still held onto its clothes catch fire, including its hair catches fire as it turns to face you all, as you have a flaming zombie.
Flaming naked zombie.
And it lets out a sort of noise and will start to chase you, Brit.
Oh my god. Help me.
Zap! Do an onslaught on it.
Sure thing. Onslaught is... If the attack is physical, if the attack is mental, inflicting 3 points of damage. As you do that, the creature...
What can I do with my lightning?
Yes, of course, lightning damage. Yes. The creature gets zapped, and you can see its flesh darkens and blotches, and some chunks of it fall away. But it continues to shamble towards you, looking very, very weaker than it was just moments ago. Loose Cannon, you can have a surprise round attack before we roll initiative.
I'm gonna hold out the arm that I took from the skeleton that still has the really long claws and just sort of...
Sure. Make me an attack roll.
Difficulty?
5.
Whoops. Cool. I can't spend effort. Fine. Hey!
A success! You hit the creature. With the claws, it does 3 points of damage. The creature's head is beheaded and it slumps to the ground. So this won't be like the Metal Gear Solid ! Noise, but you do hear the skeleton equivalent as they all sort of go,
The door!
Ew.
Who's going for the door? Speed check, difficulty 4.
I'll go.
You can all go if you like.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
It will increase the difficulty by 1 as too many cooks spoil the broth.
I'll put an effort in for it too.
I'm gonna stay behind because I gotta kick this head off my claw.
Are we just trying to shut the door?
Just shutting the door, yeah.
Oh, well then I'll just let Auntie go.
It's just if all three of you went for it. I don't know if you've ever tried to close the door at the same time as someone else before. It gets very awkward very quickly. But that is a success. Anti-Tie-Fire just dives forward, closes the door, and you hear the skeleton equivalent of, "I thought I heard something. Must be nothing." which would sort of sound like.
Is this door mostly wood? Is it metal?
It is mostly wood. It looks like it was once very fine, as the. It looks like perhaps it was mahogany, but it's aged badly and is in bad need of varnish. The detailing on the door is peeling away. Kylie, red card, bad.
Is that the only door out of this hallway?
No, there was the other door. There was the corridor carried on towards the end where the silhouette was, where you had drawn on your corridor picture.
Right. And there was one side hallway down that first row that we never looked at because we saw a skeleton and kept running, which was the smart thing to do.
Do you want me to, try and seal this door shut?
Well, that sounds lovely.
I mean, I can try.
Is there any metal on this door? Or
On
is
this
it-
one, no. I think even the handle is wooden.
Never mind, I can't do anything. I thought I could.
Do I have any gold coins left from what I grabbed from the treasure chest, or did I use most of those?
We'll say you managed to pocket a couple of handfuls, and you've only used one handful, so you have a handful of gold coins.
This is the only metal I've got. Well, this.
It's gotta kind of be attached to it so I can, seal it shut. But, it's good.
I've been wondering why my microphone's been flaring with noise all evening. Hildy turned one of the gains up.
Oh, bless Hildy.
Bless this cat. Okay. So though, this means there is nothing to the door, but like you say, there is a section that you missed earlier.
Okay. Let's go!
As you head around the corner, you can see your lovely artwork, Brit Brit. Not as good as the depictions of yourself, but still very good. As you carry on around the corner, you can head the extra 80 feet and find the this corridor, which is a little wider than the last, and it is currently empty. And there is a door on the left.
I'm 99 point... Oh. I'm back. I'm 99% certain that there's probably, some other dead creature behind there. But, there's 1%. I could be wrong. Who wants to open it?
I totally think we should go through because, well, what's our other choice?
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, I forget. I told you there was some treasure chests in the other room, right? I hope that's not. I hope
No, you did not say that.
Well, there was. We can't get to
Why
it
didn't you
easily
mention
now.
that earlier?
Well, there
I
were
like
skeletons.
skeletons.
I said shiny. I said shinies. But we were a bit distracted.
Okay, fine. I forgive you.
That was. I think that. Was there anything else of note that we've missed so far?
No, I think that's all.
Well, alright then. And Auntie just opens the door.
In this room, you guessed it, there's 2 skeletons. But only 2.
Can you just shut the door real quick again? Can we just keep going down the corridor? Just shut the door.
Well, so this corridor goes back to the fake wall that we found, doesn't it? And
It
then
does.
we've got the other 3 rooms that the skeletons were in. But there wasn't an exit.
When we opened the door, could we see another door inside that room, or was there nothing else inside that room?
So back in the original 3 rooms, you mean? Oh, in the room that you just opened. I beg your pardon. Good of you to check, because yes, there is a door slightly, not directly opposite on the wall, but a little way to the left. There's another door.
Oh, like, maybe we shouldn't shut the door, because I think I saw a door on the, like, other side.
So we go in, shock and awe, and just try and destroy both these skeletons and keep running.
Totally.
I like it.
You two doing the whole fire, lightning, fire, boom, wow. Cause all I have is this.
And I swing around the arm a little bit. You know, a little helicopter with the wrist.
So you two go first, and I'll just make a barrier or something. I'm really not good at this whole not in a vehicle thing.
You're doing excellent.
Thank you. I'm trying. Positive affirmations.
So the 2 skeletons are going to be, they're actually unaware of you. Despite you opening the door, these 2 are scrabbling at the other door.
Like there's somebody behind that other door?
Maybe.
So, like, I guess... Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just saying you should blow them up.
Like, while they're not paying attention, I'm gonna arcane fire them again.
The hamsters are going.
Okay, so you can arcane fire one of them. We can get a surprise round in here, so if we would like to do that, we totally can.
Rad.
Okay, so one of them is going to receive 4 fire damage from Brit.
I'll go ahead and I'll onslaught the one that's not on fire. And can you use effort to increase damage?
Yes, you can.
Well, let's go ahead and do that.
The one that is on fire?
The one that isn't on fire.
Okay.
So if that costs 1 intellect usually, and I do an effort, but I've got an edge, it's 3 total.
Actually, effort will just increase the damage by 2.
Okay.
So you'll do 6 points of damage, and the skeleton immediately crumbles. The one doused in flame turns.
Swing away, cannon! Swing away!
I take a big ol' swipe at it.
Please do, make me a might check, difficulty 4.
Woo! Yay!
Yeah, you hit. Does 3 points of damage, and the skeleton crumbles to the ground.
Okay, it's on fire now. Okay. Ah.
You hear sounds from behind the door. Sort of steps towards the door against cold flagons. And then the door begins to slowly open.
Get back! I'm armed and I'm not afraid.
I'm sorry. I couldn't say that.
The door is opened by a wizened old man. Very wizened. His hair is white. His beard long, white, not clean, not silky like your classic image of a wizard. Matted, almost forming dreads, as though it's very dirty. His face droops with age, and his clothes are tattered. You're alive!
Are you?
Duh.
Come on in. I haven't entertained guests in quite some time.
What?
tell me, do any of you smoke tobacco?
No, that's like bad for your teeth.
I guess that's true.
And you can see as he like talks, he's got a few yellow teeth left in his otherwise fairly vacant gums.
You could totally use a toothbrush.
I could use a lot of things.
Like a hairbrush. Like, actually, you totally need an entire bath.
No. I need to finish the formula, yes. Yes, the formula.
And you see him close the door and go back into that room, closing the door on you.
Is it locked?
You don't hear it lock.
Let's get in there. I just assumed she made the formula up.
As you open the door, you can see in this room there is a fireplace against one wall with a ratty old armchair that looks as though it's seen a lot of use. There is a bookshelf, but the bookshelf is empty, and the books lay piled around the chair. The wizened old man is standing in front of a table with all sorts of fancy alchemy equipment. We're not just talking alembics and calcinators here. We're talking, he's got the big swirly tubes and like pipettes and like taps and long droppy things, and there's a 5,000 milliliter boiling flask that's bubbling away. He's got everything.
He's like, yes, I'm sure this is correct. It's just, I've did it once, I can do it again. I can do it again. I can do it again, yes.
So this looks like a high school chemistry, and I totally had other people do my homework, so like, I'll let you guys handle this.
I forgot to mention, on the wall adjacent with the table, there is another door. You can hear scrabbling against the other side.
Is it like skeleton scrabbling?
Oh boy. Well. Hey, Mr. Beardy. Did you do the skeleton thing?
Man. Oh, no. No, they were once henchmen, I suppose. Didn't like the pay. Funny how one can hold a grudge.
Oh boy. Okay.
Excuse me. Now I must get back to the formula. Yes. If only some of you had tobacco.
I got a lot of things that are probably similar. I got a lot of stuff on me from a bunch of projects. You want some? I got this. I got niter. I got thermite. I got C4.
Thermite, is that the material that oxidizes very quickly?
Yeah.
It's very hot.
Yeah.
You realize that's dangerous.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why
this
I
man
carry
is
it.
clearly insane, but he's having a moment of clarity.
Yeah, that's why I carry it. You want some? I got like one pack here, and then like
What are you-
back in my backpack.
What are you storing it in?
My bag.
Mother of God.
Hi, how are you? What's your name?
Names are a fickle thing.
Okay, well, people call me Loose Cannon. This might be why.
Yes. That's the thing, when you have people to use names, it's easy to recall the blighters.
Do you want the thermite or not?
I do not like the thermite, no. No, I need to finish the formula. That's what I need to finish. Unlimited energy. Unlimited supplies of energy.
sorry. Happy has just been totally enraptured by all the chemistry set, just like tapping everything, poking at everything. Yes, tell us all about this. How can we help? What do you need? This looks fantastic.
No, I just need peace and quiet. Look, there's books over there. If you want paying, you can take it up with the skeletons.
I'm sorry, did you say pain?
No, paying. Okay, perhaps you're not with the union. Bloody unions. Oh.
So, like, what are you gonna do with the formula?
Oh, hang on. Oxidation. Don't you see? It could run anything for as long as you like. I'd still have the original copy if my apprentice hadn't run away with it, curse her. Unlimited youth. Unlimited energy. Unlimited... Imagine having the power of a sun in a liquid...
Oh, I'm imagining it. Tell me how to make it happen.
I'm trying to remember. I made it once by accident. I was trying to make a new tonic for my hair.
Oh, shoot. Whoops.
Like, you definitely haven't used that in a while.
No, I used the first thing I used it on was my hair. Now my hair has unlimited energy. You should try and brush this. You shouldn't.
Do we get the idea that we don't want to help him, or do we feel like he's being, I don't know, making something good?
Give me an intellect roll. The difficulty will be the difficulty of this NPC. Which is secret.
Well, which is secret, so do none? Unknown?
Yeah, do none. We'll see if it beats.
I'm gonna put some effort in there because of you. Oh my goodness.
So with effort, that would be difficulty 8. So yeah, you can tell that this wizened old man is desperately trying to create the very formula that you were told about. In fact, it sounds like in the past he's had success, but it seems he hasn't been able to replicate it. What I'll give you as a bonus for that ridiculously high roll is that he's too old. His skin looks older than the skin on that zombie.
Like, who was your apprentice?
Like I said, names are fickle things.
Duh.
She went by the name... She was only with me for the summer. Exchange student.
Summer internships, man. Yo.
Does Fiona ring a bell?
No.
Good.
Although it might have started with F.
Francis.
Perhaps Felicitia.
Fauna.
Felicitia Fem Felicitia Fatalite.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yep. Nope, know who that is. She's kind of the worst.
Yep.
So, like, Auntie, are you good at this kind of stuff?
I mean, I dabble. I could make a go of it. It's
I think you should, like, help her or something. Or him.
right. Malar it is, correct? Is that what you were called before?
Yes, Melar the Magnificent.
So,
I pretty much you're something, all right.
did you Did you test your concoctions on yourself often?
Yes. That's how I got many other names. Mela the Malnourished. Mela the Immortal. Mela. You know, I can't remember them anymore.
Stuck in here, we can't get out, so please help us.
Well,
What do you want to get out? Just through there. Take the next door. Don't look in the chest. Go straight through the next door, and
I'm gonna look in the chest.
you don't want to look in the chest.
Why not?
You don't.
Don't tell me not to do something, because I'm gonna immediately do it.
You don't
which
want to look
chest?
Why not?
Chest.
Were we not supposed to look in?
There's a chest right through these doors. Don't look at it. It's right near the exit. You
Okay,
then-
why are we supposed to look at it?
Because.
Because...
Oh, you young types. Awful with your questions. Nothing is sacred. No
That
respect.
wasn't a question, that was...
Oh.
I didn't even finish my sentence!
Oh. Ugh. Look, the door's through there. Take the 2 doors. There's the exit.
Right.
Let me get on with my formula.
So, Mela, dear, it seems to me that if you've made this once, you probably took some of it yourself. Might some of the secrets... Have you taken a blood sample, perhaps? Played around with a bit of that? If you've done it once, it may still be inside you.
Look, I'm not a necromancer. Alright? The skeletons were accidents.
That's a really bad accident!
Oh, a little bit of blood won't hurt.
They were willing volunteers.
Were they? Were they really?
I was called Mela the Immortal. They thought they'd become everlasting life. I mean, it's not my fault that it only made their bones live on.
How do you know that's like really bad practice? Like I've done some bad things, but like that's really bad.
You said that there was books, right?
So many books.
Could I look over there and see if maybe he just lost some extra notes or anything, or if he wrote it down another place?
You can see that some of these are journals.
I'm gonna flip through them.
Okay, as you flip through, you can see that the notes look very much like this. Some whole pages are upside down, some are crossed out. Through the crossings out, you can see one says candle spike, skull, bandolier. Flicking to another page, it says alarms. Alarms to help prevent escape. And that's it, no context. Number 23 explodes. There's one page which is just names along the top and like numbers down the side and just ticks and crosses like in the grid that makes. It's the messiest notebook you've ever seen.
Well, this totally looks unhelpful. I don't know. Today,
Can I see?
yeah, you totally can see
Okay,
it.
cool. I see something that says explode. I like that.
As you flick through looking for the word explode, you find it several times.
Yes!
One, it literally says n equals n plus 1, followed by the numbers 21, 18, 16, 15, 15, 16. And then underneath that it says explosion.
I totally take that page.
Above it there's a picture of a triangle.
Yeah, I take that page. It's mine. Mine.
Would it pick up on camera? No, it won't. Shame. That's genuinely what's on this page, and I have no idea why.
I was gonna say, are these your real notes?
From old campaigns, I have no idea what they mean.
On the cover, it says Scratticus.
Yeah, there's a strange shield with an M in the middle. It says, "Let's evoke immortals."
I love the interdimensional Scratticus Academy that appears literally everywhere. It's everywhere.
One page says no death threats. That's it on the entire page, just no death threats.
Oh well.
Like, is it a reminder to stop making them? Is it that he was lucky he didn't get any?
I was like, is that a note to a DM note of no death threats this season, this session, or is it a glad we didn't get any death threats this session?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Beautiful.
Can I use the scan ability to see if we're missing anything with the formula or any clues?
Sure. As you use the scan ability, you can see that he is making the formula perfectly every time. However, as you are scanning him, you see him complete the formula and go, "No, no, no!" Drink the whole concoction and start over.
Like, guys, I think I just had, like, what's it called? I think it's called, like, an epiphany, right?
Oh.
Like, that's what it's called, right?
Good for you, dear. Good for you.
I think that formula is right.
So, should we just take a batch when he finishes the next one and just be on our merry way? I mean,
Totally.
That's what we came here for.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm down. Can we look at that chest, though? I really want to look at that chest.
Auntie's gonna, like, try and watch him make the next batch and just write down as many notes as she can to see if she can replicate this at some point in the future.
Yeah, you can totally note down the formula.
Ah, brilliant. Yes, notes. Yes, I had notes. So many notes. I can't remember what I did with the notes, but yes, you take notes. Here's the original that we're working from.
And he starts working from the formula again.
Wow.
Oh, you'll get it next time. Just keep trying.
Yep, yeah, totally, yep, uh-huh.
Are you following loose cannon through the door?
Yeah, it's if we can steal a little sample of it and then just be on our merry way.
Yeah, you can if you like, you can take a copy of the formula and take it with you. Like a copy of the formula that he's working from.
Sure.
Because it's going to take it seems to
Perfect.
take a while. It looks like it takes a long time.
Well, all right then. We've got a chest to look at, don't we?
You can hear skeletons scraping against the door that he gestured to.
Do you think if we just maybe like let the skeletons in and then like shut the door behind us, he can deal with them?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
Okay, cool. I
mean,
have no more repercussions over this whatsoever.
No, he's fine. He's been doing this forever. He's much better at it than us.
I mean,
That's
he's
great.
been here for, like, a long time with them, so he knows what to do, right?
Exactly. He'll be fine.
Roll me a 1d2. Anyone? Someone.
There we go.
There we go. So the door does open outwards into this room that you are in.
So do we all just kind of Scooby-Doo hide behind the door and just let the skeletons in?
He doesn't seem to notice.
I mean, like, is that really our problem?
Are they shambling towards him?
They seem to be shambling towards him.
Okay.
In this room that you have opened, there is a grand chest. It sits 6 foot by 3 feet deep, and is easily 1 foot, like actually deep, like, you know, height. It takes up most of this room, and it seems to almost glow slightly.
Can we... Let's close that door behind us, and as we close it... Mela! Look out! Good luck!
No, not again!
You'll be fine! So, this chest, huh?
You gotta open it because I really want to open it, especially because he said no.
Well, what I'd like to do, just to be safe, you said you have some explosives, right?
Yeah?
Maybe we just leave those by the chest in case it's gonna be something bad. And then we can pop those and run.
Yeah, what kind of explosive do you want? Do you want, I can have, like, some dry ice. We can make a dry ice one.
Ooh.
Or I have thermite still. I got some
I
C4. I think I have some dynamite.
You can see the other door in this room as well that is currently closed.
I really want to see what's on the other side first. See, in the next 5 seconds, I'm opening that chest.
Does it sound like there's noises in that other one? In the other door? No.
Okay, I'm opening the chest. Here's some thermite.
Okay.
The chest.
As you throw thermite at the chest...
No, I throw thermite. I just toss some thermite to someone else to put near the chest, and then I pop open the chest.
It's just near the chest. It's chest adjacent.
Okay, as you open the chest, poison gas fills the room. Tons and tons of poison gas. Everyone, please make me a might check.
Well, it's fine.
Difficulty is 4.
4.
I will
Woo!
use some effort.
Mackenzie, would you like to use that effort?
How much effort?
No, not effort, sorry. Would you like to use the advantage you were gifted earlier? As we are getting close to the end of the session.
Oh, I already rolled though, so.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can do it as a you can use it.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I will.
I will not deny the viewers. They're hard paid advantages.
Hard paid advantages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Oh no.
It's okay.
And what did Auntie Firefire get?
It didn't roll for some reason. Just
Huh.
a moment. Oh!
Auntie Firefire, you recognize poison gases. You know how this works. You are going to take half damage -3. As the person who opened the chest, Mackenzie is going to roll the damage for us. Mackenzie, please roll 3d6.
Oh my
that's
god!
cool. Woo!
So technically, Auntie Firefire could receive no damage here.
Woo!
Okay, so on a 15, Mackenzie, you take 15 damage. Comes out of your might pool first, then your speed pool.
Oh, I am 100% having an ability. Let's see. Let's do math.
Let's see. Brit, you take half damage, so you only take 7 damage.
Ooh. Gee.
And Auntie Firefire only takes 4 damage.
Oh, great. I've got no might left and no speed left.
Yeah, I'm out of might too.
Okay, well, if you're out of might, you become you have an inability. If you are out of speed as well, you can no longer move.
I'm still gonna look at the chest because honestly, I have no impulse control.
I need a hand, yes.
Looking in the chest, you can see it is in fact empty.
Wow, maybe he was right. Oh well. We can blow the place still. Come on.
So if you did use your replenishment dice earlier, so it'll take 10 minutes to replenish Anti-Tire Fire at this point. Of course, you can just leave without her.
Can I listen at the door to see? Oh no, you already said there was nothing on the other door.
Yeah, there wasn't anything.
I'm leaving without her.
I rolled for it. I flipped the coin.
Okay, so as you open the door,
Just need a little bit of help.
as you open the door, you can see that there is stairs leading upwards to the very familiar entrance.
Well, hope you have fun with that thermite.
Well, like, you only need like 10 minutes, so you'll be behind us
You'll
pretty
be
soon.
fine.
Yeah,
believe me, I'll have-
totally.
I'm not that heavy. Just the
Like,
thought.
I'm not that strong.
Just got my nails done, okay?
I can regrow them. I've done it already.
Like, just crawl, okay? Oh, wait. I'm gonna go take the formula
Damn.
from her,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to leave.
How quickly
Can
the
I-
tables do turn!
Can I eat it? Does that involve movement?
It will involve an action. You need to make a speed check, and you do have an inability, so it'll be one step harder. So Brit, make me a speed check to try and take the formula. This will set the difficulty of Anti-Tire Fire trying to eat it.
Can I do it too?
Oh.
Sure. Let's see who gets the highest difficulty.
All right, I want to use my advantage.
But we're doing none, right?
Yeah, just none. We're setting difficulties at the minute. So Brit has set the difficulty at 4.
Well.
Oh.
Oh.
So so it's going to be Brit, because Loose Cannon, you are nowhere near quick enough. Brit, as you go to snatch the formula, Anti-Tire Fire just about gets it in her teeth, and I think you might remove her teeth as well as the formula.
Ew.
Okay, I can use them. I got this arm. I can probably like mush them together. It'd be really cool. I'll like put it on front of my car.
Is this
Like,
how we
I
treat new folk?
guess.
Is this how we treat new folk?
We are a very welcoming and inclusive community.
Like, it's a learning curve, okay?
You'll be fine. And you got the thermite there. And like, if something comes at you, just chuck it. It'll be fine.
And like, you can go get more gold for more teeth.
We appreciate you.
I have no response.
As you get up top, Brit and Loose Cannon, with the formula, the wonderful formula, you can see the 3 vehicles that you all arrived in. You cannot see Fiona's Corvette, if that is even her real name. However, on a quick inspection of your vehicle, you can see that all of the petrol tanks have been emptied.
So like, we need to go back to the old guy and get energy for our cars.
I'm pretty sure I could probably just strap dynamite to it and we can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we do.
I would like to offer everyone a GM intrusion.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
The GM intrusion is quite simply that we leave this open-ended. Loose Cannon straps the dynamite to the cars, and we don't see how it goes. We leave that as a loose end.
A very loose end.
For Anti-Tire Fire, we just hear shooing noises from Melar's alchemy lab. The door opens, and we'll leave that there as well. And that's where I think we'll wrap up for the day.
Terrible, terrible people. Oh, we are terrible people.
Anti-Tire Fire was not a good person. It's fine.
Are any of us good people? Do we want to get into that moral quandary today?
I think I just trolled Taters so hard. Tater, I'm sorry, I should have offered you the GM intrusion.
Hi, Tato, we love you.
Well, everyone, let's go around and talk about it. Which bits did we like? Where can we find each other online? And all the good stuff that we do. Let's start this time with Kylie.
My favorite part tonight was the tax character. For your first character and being online, you did so well.
So good.
Oh, thank
So
you.
good.
Amazing.
Yeah, the voice, you couldn't tell that this was your first time. So that's my favorite part.
Yeah, I even mentioned it in chat because the first time I did a stream online, I had a voice and I totally bottled it. And ended up using my own voice. So props. Well done.
I'm pretty sure I was sweating from nerves my first time. I am Stonefly_Kai. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter on both. On Twitch, I do art and magic. And then on Twitter, you can see what tabletop roleplay games I'm in.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kylie. Next, let's go to Attack Trick. Trick! Hey, how was that for you?
That was amazing. I had a great time. Thank you guys for all the kind words. God, favorite part was just the entire session-long chase sequence where I was just sure we were one room away from getting overrun by skeletons the entire time. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, this is actually a modified version of a session that my brother played for me when I was but a youth. And I never considered the possibility of not attacking everything because I was a complete murder hobo. So when you just didn't attack things and run, I was like, oh, this is just going to get worse and worse.
I think I was like Mackenzie, where I hadn't really planned for attacking a lot of stuff.
At least you had an attack, but you had Onslaught. That's such a good ability. I have Hack, Tinker, and Scan. And then I got a skeleton arm about halfway through. So.
Yep. I'm a Tactric at Twitter. I think there are maybe 1 or 2 tweets there. I'm looking, like I said, this is my first time streaming. I'm looking to get more involved in everything, so hopefully I'll be around more.
Yeah, it's wonderful to have you. Absolutely wonderful. Next, let's go to Mackenzie. Mackenzie Lane, DA.
Hi! Oh my god, thank you for having me. This is so much fun. I've been wanting to play this game for the longest time because, oh goodness, it looks like so much fun every week. My favorite part was either well, now that you told me I can't open it, I really want to, or I'm gonna flip a coin to see whether or not I leave my friend behind. Oh, it's a 1. I'm gonna leave him behind.
I love how, like, Kylie, how you just took that and turned it to 11 as well. Oh no, we're not just leaving them behind, we're taking the formula too. Like,
It's fine.
Yeah.
And yes, so you can find me over on Twitter at Mackenzie Lane DA. In terms of streaming, I am a regular on this channel every Thursday playing in a different viewer game. That is Riders on the Storm, a Wild West D&D campaign. Super fun. Nothing bad's gonna happen this Thursday. Also, Jin may or may not have a voice on Thursday because of what I did today. We'll see. I also play in a campaign over on the Greyhawk channel, The Old Faith, which is every Friday at 5 p.m. EST. And I take turns in the DM seat for a D&D campaign over on Encounter Roleplay every Tuesday at 2 p.m. EST. And this Saturday on the Academy for the Academy Day, I will be DMing my first one-shot for the Academy specifically. So it's this Saturday, June 22nd at 7 p.m. EST. I am terrified. It's gonna be fine.
you'll be just fine. You'll be fine. I wouldn't even worry, you know? You'll be fine. I mean, it's not like you have the 3 or 4 disaster children to run a game for.
I have exactly 4 disaster children. You know how many players I have? 4. 2 of whom are my regular DMs. So, you know.
This will be fine. Well, everyone, I think that's about it. Like I say, I've already described my favorite bit because Trick brought it up. I never considered the possibility of not just attacking everything. Partially because of the way I played it when I was when I was a kid. If anyone's interested, it was Valak, the dim but mighty. That was the name of my character. Remember it well. We will be heading over to Kent Weebs. I think Let's Invoke Immortals should definitely be our raid cry, if someone could cue that up for us. And we will be back tomorrow now at 2 p.m. EST. Tomorrow is Wednesday, which means it will be Hidden Scars, our Warhammer 40k game. And we'll be back at the same time next week for more cartoon karting. I'm fairly sure next week we'll be back in our go-karts or cars or whatever. Or don't tell me not to do something because I'm immediately going to do it. What do we think? Cast, do we think don't tell me not to do something because I'm immediately going to do it, or let's invoke Immortals?
I like the Invoke Immortals.
Okay. Okay, let's use that one. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Tato.
Love you, Tato.
We love you so much for all the things that you do. We are going to go on a raid. So let's go on a raid. Until next time, everyone, keep on evoking emotions. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.
Bye!